This is Jam Nation
with Jonesy and Amanda.
Well, we've woken to the news this morning that Her Majesty the Queen Elizabeth II has died peacefully at the age of 96. She was at Balmoral Castle in Scotland. Her family were gathering to be with her throughout the day. Channel 10's UK correspondent Lucy McDonald is on her way to Balmoral. Hello, Lucy.
Hello there.
What a day. What would the protocol have been? And it's a terrible thing to talk about at the moment of her passing. What's the actual protocol that takes place?
Well, I think it actually has taken us all a bit by surprise how quickly it happened. So the protocol that I was expecting wasn't the protocol that actually happened. The Queen, if she had died in London or the South, the code was London bridges down, but actually she was many hundreds of miles away in Balmoral in Scotland. So the code for that, I think, was unicorn. So had she been in London, I think the news was going to be broken the next day at 8 in the morning because family leaders of other Commonwealth countries have to be told first. But it just seemed to happen very quickly and it felt very surreal. There was an announcement around lunchtime saying the Queen's doctors are concerned for Her Majesty's health and they've recommended she remain under medical supervision. Now, that's pretty unprecedented from the palace. So I think everybody expected something to happen, but I don't think anyone really expected it to happen so quickly. And, you know, I just heard the news, it was about 2 hours ago, and it's sinking in. But you're right, there is very much a protocol that will happen over the next few days. And I guess a lot of people around the world, around the country, will take comfort in that ritual. But we now have a new king, so it's not God Save the Queen, it's God Save the King. Charles is King Charles III. And over the next 10 or 12 days, there is quite a well-orchestrated events that will happen.
Yeah, and with Liz Truss being sworn in 48 hours ago, so almost one of the last officials to see the Queen alive.
Yeah, absolutely. And I don't know if you've seen that footage or the picture of the Queen and Liz Truss, and she does have a very big bruise on her hand, and there's been lots of speculation. You know, has she had a fall? Is it, you know, when you become older, you do bruise more easily? And now people are saying perhaps it was a drip in her hand. And how incredible to be that poorly, presumably. I mean, this is all speculation. We don't know the cause of death. We know she died peacefully at her beloved Balmoral. But how, I mean, the Queen always said that she devoted her life to duty. To be so poorly and to, you know, swear in the next Prime Minister is an incredible testament to the woman she was.
Yeah.
I know also that Liz Truss said that the Queen is the bedrock upon which modern Britain was forged, and people are pouring into Buckingham Palace to pay respects. What's the mood like all over England at the moment?
I think people are in shock. It was one of those things that you knew was inevitable because the Queen was 96. She'd had 70 years on the throne. But it was something that you never really expected. You kind of thought she would go on forever. I found out while I watched the 6:30 news and thought, oh, okay, that's fine. It hasn't happened. We're okay. I went to walk my dog and I found out from a text, and I literally ran home and my phone hasn't stopped buzzing all evening. I think people are just very shocked. And it's come at, you know, quite a difficult time in our country's history. So I'm feeling I think even if you are a Republican, if you're a monarchist, I think it's a real time of somber reflection about where the UK is right now. And the loss of the Queen underpins all that, really.
Yeah, and Prince Charles, well, King Charles now, I can't even get used to saying that yet, but it's just happening. And then now it's going to be God Save the King as your national anthem.
Yeah, absolutely. And it doesn't stop there. So the kind of things that you just take as granted and given, like the post boxes here, the red post boxes here in the UK, they have ER on them. That's all going to be changed. Of course, our notes and our coins will be changed. We'll be singing God Save the King, not God Save the Queen. So there is so much change. I think, you know, according to the protocol, that the Queen's, there'll be a funeral in, I think it's 12 days' time. I'm not sure. That's what the original protocol said. But Charles won't actually be crowned king for a year because there'll be a time of mourning. I've already seen that some businesses and some parks and things are shutting down tomorrow. Schools are still going to be open. But I feel it's just a real time of flux, a real time of shock, a real time of looking back and looking forward. I just naively didn't think this moment would ever really happen.
But that's the extraordinary
And that's
thing.
true. She wasn't going to live forever,
No,
but she's been the through line in all of our lives.
Yeah, and this is a testament to how people feel about her, as you say, Lucy, whether you're a Republican or a monarchist, that her death at that age, there's an inevitability to it, and you knew it was a train of grief coming towards us, but everyone's just stunned.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think, when we saw footage today of her family going up to Balmoral and realising, okay, this is really quite serious, but I had that kind of profound sense of sadness that, her beloved Philip died, I think it was 2 years ago. So she's at Balmoral on her own, 70 years on the phone, her family rushing to be by her side. It just felt very, very, very sad.
It is sad. It's very, very sad.
Lucy, thank you for bringing us into your world with this. The Project's UK correspondent, Lucy McDonald, thank you for joining us.
No problem.